What's that? What's the name of the show? Come on.
I said Metz, Lyles, and Everett sounds like a double play. You know, Tinkers to Everett's Chance.
That's right. Tell them who you are, Chad.
Oh, I'm Milton Everett. No, I'm Faith Lyles. No, I'm Chad Everett.
What he is everybody's favorite doctor. He plays Dr. Joe Gannon on Medical Center, and he's, of course, Chad Everett. And he's our guest today on Omelet. And isn't it great to be sitting next to a great-looking cat like that?
I would say so.
I'm kind of happy to be part of this omelet.
Listen, what's the fascination that people have with medical topics?
Oh, I don't know. It's a life and death situation, I suppose. You know, maybe there's that element. The fact that we all, you know, experience that one way or the other. Usually, most of us end up in a doctor's office at least. But I think basically it's a pretty good format for drama because it's like Grand Hotel. It was a great format for. So think how many stories are going on here. You know,
And
the hotel has a lot of rooms. So does a hospital.
You actually did some studying and observing of some of the best-known doctors in the country, didn't you?
Yes, I did a documentary with DeBakey and also with Denton Cooley, and you know, you want to stretch it a little, you could technically be correct in saying I assisted DeBakey. I was interviewing him during a bypass graft, and I was standing at the head of the patient with an anesthesiologist, usually is, and I was scrubbed in, you know, but I mean, I was just standing there. And I was talking with him, and we finished the graft, and we went to start her up, and she didn't quite start on her own, so they use a pacemaker to just trigger the heart, get it going. So the guy came in, and he said, oh, I said, and would you hold this? So I held the pacemaker, and he wired into the heart, and then they touched it off, and boom, and she started to beat, and then I handed the pacemaker back, and you know, we went on with the interview, and DeBakey said, well, I think we get an excellent result here, and he did. And I got out, and the producer was going crazy. He said, you assisted DeBakey? I said, no, I guess I did.
Well, they paid you some pretty nice compliments. They said, really, you've got good hands for the job if you ever wanted to go into it.
Well, it was a pleasure. I have a lot of medical friends that I think would have been in seventh heaven had they had the opportunity to interview as many outstanding medical people as I did in that 3 days, you know, Houston.
We've talked to some of our guests on the program, been people who play medical parts in the soap operas, and they don't have quite as much time, I suppose, on a daily show, but some of the terminology is very complicated, and it doesn't come trippingly on the tongue, as Shakespeare would say.
Well, you mean things like mitral stenosis and endoterectomies, and you know.
Just flow off your tongue.
Yeah, just are phonetically done, just like yeah. Well, I've got technical advisors, and you start to. I'm starting to get an ear for it. Finally, you know, in the sixth year. But
how do you handle the fame bit, the glory bit? Now that you know you're a common name, you're in a top-rated show, everybody recognizes you. Does it constrict you much? And do you like it?
Yes, I love it. I mean, we all want recognition one way or the other, and I get very little of it. An actor gets very little on a soundstage. The only way you can, you know, get your applause is through recognition, people's attitudes toward you. The public is your barometer. It's are you doing it or aren't you? And I think it's a lot of fun.
You once made the statement about the show, you don't try to portray doctors as white-robed gods. Does that sound familiar at all? That they're just... And all this bio they print out, it says you refer to it as something like that.
Well, no, we tried to,
beings.
that's right. We tried to knock out the white knight image, and by the same token, we tried not to do a hospital, you know, kind of thing, a la Scott. I mean, I have taken different things from different top guys like Dr. Stanton Berman, Dr. Walter Deschel, Dr. David Sachs. I emulate them in a lot of ways. Bedside manner, surgical techniques, you know, general desire, humaneness, sense of humor, whatever I can glean from them. And we try to let Gannon, you know, put his foot in his mouth now and then, be wrong, you know.
Right.
The first time we lost a patient, we won a Golden Globe.
Oh, no.
Chad, what about your other aspects? You're more than one dimension. You write poetry, you write songs. Are you deep into that stuff?
Well, I'm a Gemini. So I can get deep into that if, you know, when I'm into it, and, you know, it's like a release for me, you know, to just change my pace or change my tempo a little bit, you know, keeps me, you know, semi-fresh. But I like words, and I like emotions, and so the two kind of go together and come out poetry and music. But I'm not, well, I've only published one book. It was to my wife.
Right.
And the only song that I had recorded was a thing called I Got Your Pucker.
Say that again?
I Got Your Pucker.
Okay.
Your pucker belongs to me. And it was...
Want to go on with some of the other lyrics?
Yeah, I got a feeling that your pucker belongs to me. I got a feeling that a kiss from you is overdue. I'm going to nab you now. One day I will. I'm going to get you feeling Georgie Porgy.
Oh.
Don't call your mother, baby. She won't know what to do. She won't believe it when you tell her what I've done to you. From now on, nobody else is going to kiss you but me, because I got your pucker. Your sweet little pucker. Your pucker belongs to me.
Is Burt Bacharach and Mancini?
No, Cliff Norton recorded it, and I got a...
Oh, Cliff.
Yeah, to date, my total royalties on the song are $17.12.
Listen, I saw you do a crazy dance once as a part Indian, and wasn't it in Johnny Tiger? And you have some very good moves.
Oh, well, that was sort of what was happening at the time, that kind of dance, you know.
Yes, and you were very good.
A lot of hip rocking and stuff like that, you know. Well, thank you.
Got
I was also really young and didn't know my own strength, you know.
That's very good. What are you controversial on your views of women and the women's movement?
I don't think so. There's been an attempt to make me controversial, but I have.
Why did somebody try to do that?
Well, something happened on a Dick Cavett show. I'd rather not refresh the instance, you know, but it was all sort of just a hash, and suddenly I became a woman's lib expert, and I, quite frankly, wasn't even cognizant of who the leaders were, and I was getting, you know, questions on shows of who is so-and-so, what do you think about so-and-so? I think what's happening is fine. I mean, I agree that everybody should have as many choices as they want, you know. I just have, I'm very happy with my wife and my two children, and I'm very happy doing what I do, and she's happy doing what she does, and I don't, you know, anybody else can do whatever they want to do.
How would you describe
It's funny, as soon as you bring it up like that, no matter what a guy says about it, he sounds like he's saying something and he's not trying to say, right? You know.
Listen, well, they may be happy with you, but we're happy to have you on TV11 and the Medical Center. Go on as long as you like it.
Oh, God bless you.
Next time you write a
Thank
song, we want to hear about it.
All right, I'll send it right to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Joe Gannon, really Chad Everett on Medical Center. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
We'll be back with more on Omelet in just a minute.